Good afternoon. More family members of drug war victims are expected to seek recognition in the Crimes Against Humanity case against former President Rodrigo Duterte before the International Criminal Court. Human rights lawyer Cristina Conti says members of the legal team assisting victims are preparing for the next round of applications for participation. This comes as the four-day confirmation of charges hearing concludes on Friday, February 27. While she had no exact figures, Conti says lawyers were hoping that the initial 1,500 individuals would apply to participate in the proceedings. These 1,500 individuals gave comments when ICC prosecutors reached out in 2021 in compliance with Article 15 of the Rome Statute. At the time, the Pre-Trial Chamber 1 had authorized the Office of the Prosecutor to conduct a formal investigation into the alleged crimes committed in the context of Duterte's anti-drug campaign. Conti also notes that victims' attendance in the public gallery during ICC proceedings is rare. She says this sends the message to the court that victims in the Philippines are really interested in this case. Meanwhile, lead defense counsel Nicholas Kaufman says he felt sorry for one of the victims he saw weeping at the end of the second day of the hearing on Tuesday, February 24. He acknowledges the role of victims in ICC proceedings but stresses that he had a job to do. Duterte faces crimes against humanity charges before the ICC over his brutal drug war. Vice President Sara Duterte hails the 18 former Marines who acted as alleged bagmen of resigned Ako Bicol Representative Saldico. In a statement on Thursday, February 26, the Vice President says the revelations by the 18 individuals should not be outrightly dismissed as a form of politicking. She says this should be discussed as it supposedly touches on the main principles of our national sovereignty. She says this allegedly proved initial information that the government had been coordinating with the International Criminal Court. According to Duterte, she wrote to President Bongbong Marcos seeking clarification and an on-record position of the administration with regard to the ICC's investigation. The Vice President's father, former President Rodrigo Duterte, faces a crimes against humanity case before the ICC over the brutal war on drugs. Vice President Duterte says the Marcos told her that the administration will not cooperate in any way, shape, or form with the ICC. She says this was a recognition from the president himself that the steps being undertaken by the International Tribunal is a violation to the sovereignty of the Philippines. 18 individuals identified themselves as former Philippine Marine Corps members and as the security detail of Co during his time at the House of Representatives. Their affidavit transmitted to the Ombudsman claimed that dozens of lawmakers and government officials had received money contained in luggage from Co. The Philippine Navy had said that 4 of the 18 individuals never became part of the Marine Corps, while most of them were dishonorably discharged from service. FIVOX reports that Kanlaon Volcano had a moderate explosive eruption on Thursday evening, February 26. In an advisory, FIVOX says the eruption occurred at exactly 7:04 p.m. on Thursday. It lasted for 2 minutes based on seismic and infrasound records. According to FIVOX, the eruption generated a plume that rose 2.5 kilometers above the crater before drifting southwest. The agency adds that incandescent ballistics were observed to have rained around the crater. It also observed pyroclastic density currents descending the eastern and southeastern upper slopes within 2 kilometers of the summit crater. FIVOX says pyroclastic density currents ignited a forest fire in the municipality of La Castellana in Negros Occidental. Residents in nearby areas report hearing a powerful blast, while minor ground shaking was also felt following the eruption. The local governments of Isabela, La Castellana, and Binalbagan towns in Negros Occidental and Kanlaon City in Negros Oriental have suspended classes on Friday, February 27. The latest eruption occurred exactly a week after the last recorded moderately explosive eruption on February 19. And these are the stories you need to know today. I am Isabel Pechay. Follow INQUIRER.net on Facebook, X, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and Reddit. For more stories, visit INQUIRER.net.